to network and meet people.
Well, I think it's been a great experience. I think it's been a great opportunity to meet a lot of strong young professional candidates.
But just meeting the students, answering questions, and most importantly, getting exposure about some of the positions that we have opening up at our company.
I think it was exciting for most people. I think it's always interesting to kind of get that, feel like they're learning a lot more about the organizations that they're going to potentially apply to.
Yeah, they actually wear shark socks. That was pretty cool.
The atmosphere has been incredibly energetic. It's been nice just meeting with the students.
Yeah, I think it's been high energy. I think the venue is great.
So I think it ran really smoothly. Getting the chance to give a 5-minute speech from every company here first was really nice, and then getting the chance to go back and actually talk to the ones that we want to talk to is really beneficial.
The best part for me was having the opportunity to go back and talk to the companies that I felt strongest about, where I thought I could fit in and really adapt to their culture.
My first job after college has been at Rosetta as a project manager. Prior to that, I was at the Cleveland Indians in an internship role for a couple of years, and in that I was actually focused in their merchandising distribution. So it was a bit of a different role in terms of marketing, my background in the University of Akron and my major, but I gained a lot of experience, particularly in working as a team, managing people, and prioritizing and understanding what challenges I and my team faced every day, and making sure we're prioritizing and tackling the most critical pieces first. Because in any career, you're going to face a lot of different tasks and challenges, and you need to understand which are the most important, and likely you're going to have more work than you can tackle at one point in time. So you really need to be able to understand what is the best use of my time. And that's, to be honest, one of the biggest things that I developed in my time at the Cleveland Indians, as well as just building upon my skills to build relationships. So I developed a lot of those skills here at the University of Akron, whether it was with professors or fellow students or faculty. And my experience at the Cleveland Indians took that a step further and helped me really understand the ways that you can take steps on your own to build relationships and to make those last and make those meaningful for anyone who's involved. I'm Jordan Pana. I am an alumni of the University of Akron Marketing Department. I currently am a project manager at Rosetta, and I am a proud Zip. I've seen and experienced in the few years that I've been out of college, and as well as basing on my own experiences at the University of Akron, I think some of the skills that are so important to students for them to learn and practice in college revolve around their ability to problem solve and understand challenges, ask questions, gain experience. It's not necessarily tied to one specific concept or one specific class. It's more around their ability to understand problems, ask questions, form a solution of their own, validate that with others, ask more questions, the ability to know what to do when you don't know what to do. And I think that's so important for anyone, regardless of what major you're studying, what industry you're in, to be able to identify where you have questions, where you need to learn more, and to know what to do in those situations is going to be valuable throughout the rest of your life. So I think that goes back to a lot of the experiences that I talked about having in my marketing classes, is being able to work on projects, being able to work with organizations and businesses outside of class, and being able to work as a team to identify problems, be faced with a challenge, and know how to solve that without necessarily knowing the specific way you were going to solve that. So what were the steps that need to be taken so that I can solve this particular challenge? I think that's going to be extremely valuable for any student, and it's something that should be incorporated into any class. I'm Jordan Pana. I am an alumni of the University of Akron Marketing Department. I currently am a project manager at Rosetta, and I am a proud Zip.
I studied for my undergraduate degree marketing. I graduated in 2009, and then I received my master's degree in interactive marketing communications, and I graduated in 2014. Aside from the more kind of strategic academic knowledge, Akron really helped me to build soft skills, so things like solid presentation skills and networking skills and relationship building. And my classmates and I were lucky to be able to interface with local business leaders, and these were companies of all size, small, medium, and large. And there's something really impactful that teaches you accountability and a professional maturity when you aren't just doing something for a grade or a task score, but you're doing it for a real life client that could potentially use your ideas and a strategy. Content is king, and it sounds very cliche, and it's something that marketers have been saying for a very long time, but storytelling is more relevant now than it's ever been, especially in this market where millennials rule the world. Millennials are looking for authentic, responsible stories that aren't just words, but that, you know, impart feeling and emotion and goodwill about a brand. Recruiters are really looking for kind of full service marketers. So they're looking for people that can play on both sides of the fence. They're looking for people that understand data and strategy, but then if you also can have a creative eye and maybe have basic, Photoshop or Adobe skills, I think that's something that would be really valuable in today's market. I would say be open-minded about your professional opportunities and the work that you do. If someone had told me, 10 years ago when I was an undergraduate student that I would find happiness marketing blenders, I would have told you that you were crazy. But it's work that I really enjoy. So I would encourage people to not be afraid to say yes to opportunities and really try on different, marketing careers at different companies, and don't be shied away by just a job description. Really give it a shot.
So for the most part, project managers will start at the very onset of a project. That might even be supporting a BD pitch to prospective clients. And for the most part, they will see the project all the way through to the end. In some cases, we have projects that are ongoing, and it's supporting the team through that. But a typical day in the life of a project manager, or at least in my experience, is again, working with the team to understand what they're working on and supporting them. That's one of the biggest pieces, is supporting the team and supporting the client, and acting as that liaison between the two. So certainly the team will be communicating with the client directly, but a lot of times I'm facilitating that communication, as well as trying to understand where we are in terms of status of the project, where there may be issues, working with the team to better understand those, ask questions. And the more experience that you have as a project manager, and the more that I've worked on projects and worked with teams, the better understanding I have of the solutions they're providing and the work that the team is doing, and the better I am able to support them and ask questions and probe and truly understand where we're heading and where there might be challenges ahead so that we can get ahead of those. And then definitely I work very closely with the client to understand what they're working on their end, how that impacts the work that we're doing, to mitigate challenges, identify risk, and ultimately serve their needs and help them in the work that they're doing. I'm Jordan Pana. I am an alumni of the University of Akron Marketing Department. I currently am a project manager at Rosetta, and I am a proud Zip.
The most beneficial part of attending classes at the Taylor Institute is definitely interacting with real life clients. So my classmates and I were lucky to be able to interface with local business leaders, and these were companies of all size, small, medium, and large, and there's something really impactful that teaches you accountability and a professional maturity when you aren't just doing something for a grade or a test score, but you're doing it for a real life client that could potentially use your ideas in a strategy or in a campaign. My name is Linda Berman, and I am the brand manager for Vitamix Corporation. One of the things that I loved most about my time at Akron is the fact that my education always felt very relevant to my professional career, especially in the MBA program. There was a big emphasis on data and building business cases and building sound strategies, and those are things that I use every day in my role as a brand manager. So my favorite marketing class, or one of my favorites that I took at Akron, was definitely marketing research with Dr. Hauser. Dr. Hauser is one of my favorite people that I've ever met, and so that class really instilled in me a love and a respect for data and for research, and also ethics. I remember being very struck by how ethical a person Dr. Hauser is, and especially how he emphasized that you always treat data and ultimately your end customers with respect, and that's something that I carry with me to this day. I would say be open-minded about your professional opportunities and the work that you do. If someone had told me, 10 years ago when I was an undergraduate student that I would find happiness marketing blenders, I would have told you that you were crazy. But it's work that I really enjoy. So I would encourage people to not be afraid to say yes to opportunities and really try on different, marketing careers at different companies, and don't be shied away by just a job description. Really give it a shot.
One of the trends that I've seen for the past couple of years that I think is only going to keep growing, and it's only going to become more and more important for not only marketers, but in a wide array of industries and businesses and professions, is analytics. And they can be used to certainly accomplish a variety of different objectives, but the ultimate goal is to better
Good afternoon. I'm Dr. Alexa Fox. I'm an assistant professor of marketing at the University of Akron. I'm thrilled to be able to welcome you to the live event that we're holding this afternoon with my social media marketing class. The event is focused on social media in an ever-changing world, and the students will be talking about the implications for marketers and consumers related to cutting-edge social media trends. Special thanks to Monsters Unlimited for helping make this event possible each semester. We're excited to bring you a packed event, so please tune in and listen over the next hour, a little over an hour or so, and learn about some of these new trends. We'd also welcome you to be able to participate in the conversation with the hashtag #UAkronMarketing. Thanks.
Hi, my name is Ryan, and today my team and I are going to be talking about marketing through Facebook. Starting off, we're going to be talking about chatbots. They are a simple way to have an automated conversation with an individual anytime throughout the day. They function through Facebook Messenger and require little to no coding experience. They can be programmed to answer any number of questions that a consumer may have. A great benefit with these chatbots is that no other app or website is needed. It's all built into Facebook already. Not only can these chatbots be used for questions, it's very simple to set up promotions through them. A promotion can be sent directly to a potential consumer through Facebook Messenger. Why is this a big deal? Some of you may be asking. With organic reach getting lower and lower each year, these direct messages see far better open rates. Facebook Messenger averages about an open rate of 50%, which is a significant increase from the normal 2% ad open rate. This information is more effective. They can use this information to more effectively reach their audience. The company Sephora is an early adopter of using these chatbots. Their first service appointments made using the chatbot, on average, each customer was spending over $50, bringing huge amounts of revenue for the company. These chatbots are not without concern, though. Though the success rates are huge right now, this is part because not many companies are doing this, so it feels less spammy. If more and more companies begin to follow this trend, the open rate will likely decrease. Poor execution of these chatbots would also deter customers from opening it. Next, Hunter will talk about marketing through Facebook Stories.
Hello, again, my name is Hunter. We'll be going over Facebook Stories. Facebook Stories are a very short video general video that is created, or you can just have a simple picture with some kind of tagging or linking to another business or partners. Some benefits of using Facebook stories is they're pretty easy to use to newcomers. You can link call to actions directly to your stories to either visit a website or to just go directly to a purchasing setting. For the business aspect and settings, you can get notified by Facebook to see unique openings, engagements, age and gender, also location of users that have seen your story. Again, another benefit of stories are you can tag other people, you can tag other businesses or partners that you have been in close contact with in certain situations. A couple problems I've noticed with stories that potentially could change in the future. For visibility of some of these stories are only 24 hours. Once that is the time limit is up, you can no longer see that specific story. And also going to the time slot of only 20 seconds. That's kind of short in some aspects. Sometimes it's even greater. But I'm hoping to see great increase on that time slot in the future for Facebook and other business. Next, you have Treyana talking about Facebook.
Hello everyone, my name is Treyana and I will be talking about augmented reality through Facebook ads. So augmented reality, for those who are unfamiliar, is a combination of virtual reality in the world around us. So unlike virtual reality, it can be accessed through smartphones, tablets, and other mobile devices. And now Facebook has made this technology accessible to advertisers on this platform. So AR was actually created decades ago, but the progression of smartphones and other smart devices has given AR the wings it kind of needs to take off. So brands are using VR now through Facebook, and it completely enhances user experience and boosts perception of brands. So through Facebook, brands can create interactive ads that also give consumers a realistic idea of what to expect from a product or service. And for example, I looked at a case study for a cosmetic brand called We Makeup, and they created a Facebook AR ad, which allowed viewers to virtually try on their new line of lipsticks. So users could have an idea of how shades looked on them without even having to enter a store or having to play the guessing game of ordering a shade and ending up not liking it. So the results of this ad were pretty impressive compared to We Makeup's non-AR ads. So they had a 7.9 lift in brand awareness, 53% higher click-through rate, and finally a 28% increase in purchases. So AR provides satisfactory results for all stakeholders involved. And more brands are flocking to Facebook to get their hands on this technology. And AR will essentially change the way we shop, learn, and explore the world around us, and just through the palm of our hands at that. So that pretty much concludes our group and our research on Facebook marketing, and the next group can take it away.
Where's Lainey at?
Can you not see me?
No. Oh, now I can. That was super weird.
I was like, oh, cute.
Can you guys see my flag in the background? My Martin Luther King Jr. flag? PR gifts through TikTok and trends through TikTok, and then how TikToks can be taking over brands with their social medias through Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it may be. So to start off, I'm gonna be talking about how TikToks are good for brand partnerships. So working with like companies like Chipotle, L'Oreal, Skechers, Dunkin' Donuts, American Eagle, and whatnot. So when you think of TikTok, you think of the two biggest creators, right? So Addison Rae and Charli D'Amelio are the first two that come up. And these two creators really changed the way TikTok is really looked at when it comes to them becoming celebrities and not just dancing or singing or making cooking videos or whatever it may be, or making trends. They really have elevated the step when it comes to social media marketing, when it comes to brands. So working with like the ones I said before, and they really push past their boundaries, and they're making new companies. Like, for example, Addison Rae has a makeup company where she's being sold nationwide through Ulta, Sephora, all the major makeup brands that sell makeup, obviously. And then you look at Charli D'Amelio, who has over 100 million followers on TikTok, which then spreads across all of our social media platforms, so like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. And these brands really like that because they're reaching a demographic of the teens, of the young adults, that these brands really can't really target that well. And it allows them to make more money. They can grow their own following, and they can do a whole lot more. So looking at Charli D'Amelio, she has a thing with Dunkin' Donuts where she has her own drink, and then Dunkin' Donuts probably gained a mass amount of revenue share from it, following whatever it may be, just because of her. So next we're going to talk about PR gifts. So that's going to be up the page. So take it away, Paige.
Yeah, so as Jerry said, I'll be talking about PR video or PR unboxing videos. This is basically when creators get sent a PR gift and then they record themselves unboxing it and post it to TikTok. So marketers can really benefit from this because it's not a paid advertisement. So creators can just kind of review their product without the pressure of having it be positive. And I think viewers really watch these videos all the way through more because it's not paid. And so they're not giving their forced or opinion of it. They also kind of just, it's also a faster way to show unboxing videos through TikTok because YouTube has had this spot for so many years, but with YouTube videos being longer, we don't really have a lot of time to watch those anymore. So TikTok has made it easier for creators to unbox PR gifts in such a short amount of time. And if creators don't really like the gift that they receive, they don't need to record it and post it. So I feel like it's kind of a testament to that brand that their products are really good and have good quality. And I think it just kind of takes away from the idea that you're lying about a brand's quality. And this has been a big trend on TikTok recently. And Lainey's going to talk about how trends can increase brand awareness and further a brand's reach.
Hey, hi, I'm Lainey, and basically TikTok is a rapidly growing in the social media industry. The platform has surpassed many of its competitors in a quick 2 years, and it's still growing. The question is, how are users flourishing with this platform? And it's very simple, yet very beneficial, and it's just to keep up with the trends. So being trendy is the new trend. I'm going to dive into 4 types of trends that can really help grow your brand. And one of them is using trendy songs. So these songs are audios that you are attaching with your videos, and these audios are more likely to be popping up on users' feed within that week since they are trending. So using those can really help put your content into the eyes of the viewers. And the next is trending videos. So these could be like how when the app was first launched, it was basically all dancing videos. Now it's kind of moved into different jokes, and you could do singing videos or just different actions like going out and doing different things. And to join in on these trends can help enhance your brand, because this is what a lot of other users are doing. Another way is to create your own trends. So this is just saying, hey, my brand's doing this. Why don't you guys go out and do this? Tag us. And this helps get your name out there, gets your brand in front of a bunch of these different users and puts you guys in the forefront of their minds. Lastly is hashtags. So hashtags been around for however long social media has existed, basically. And using these hashtags will help you locate the videos that users will be making for your video trends, and you can engage with your audience there. And also helps just get your video out there, like how all these other trends, it just puts your video at the top of the feed, which gets you more views, more likes, and more engagement with your profile. And this can be very valuable for your brand, obviously, because you want to have more eyes on you, because that's more engagement you will have. And another way to grow your brand is through takeovers. And Peyton will discuss how influencer takeovers can enhance your brand.
Thank you, Lainey. Today, brand takeovers through influencers is a way for marketers to gain a competitive advantage. Gary Vee, he's a popular entrepreneur and marketer on TikTok and Instagram and different things. He stated that takeovers are not only fun, but a great example of a 50-50 value exchange, a partnership that's equally beneficial. I think this is great for a company to start marketing on TikTok with brand takeovers, because with a 50-50 value exchange, it makes both parties very happy instantly. So that means that a relationship can last a lot longer, which can turn into different challenges, like we said, and then also different hashtags. And then influencers are able to market products to a completely new following while also promoting the brand they take over. So basically, influencers are able to take over the brand, which means that they can also market their products to a completely new following, which also gives the brand some exposure with an influencer, because they have a large following, which makes people interested in maybe buying the product because the brand has been taken over by a popular influencer. Brand takeovers through influencers is
I think he disconnected. So I guess we could all try and finish his topic. So where he left off was, correct me if I'm wrong, where he's talking about Gary Vee and how brand takeovers are good, they're fun. I think they're also a way to help grow their platform as well. So with, let's say, professional football player ends up taking over Nike's Instagram for a day, it really shows how much they can enhance or grow their brand. Even though they're already one of the biggest brands in the world, it allows like them to show a new face, have more fun with it, and maybe promote new products, new apparel, new shoes, new cleats, or whatever it may be. It'll allow them to just to have fun. I think the biggest thing for brand takeovers is to have fun. So I think that's everything.
I also think it helps reach that wider audience, which is the overall goal, is to get a further reach, which is really important with takeovers.
Yeah, and it's really big on TikTok now too, because I think it's probably the biggest social media app right now in the last 2 or 3 years. So
it's
these takeovers you're going to see
rapidly growing.
Yeah, definitely. And they transfer over to Instagram. For example, Calvin Klein did a takeover where different celebrities were posting Instagram like pictures of like in Calvin Klein underwear or clothes or whatever it may be, and like got like massive likes because they had like Pete Davidson, they had MGK all like posting pictures, and some of their followers might not even like Calvin Klein, but since Pete Davidson did it or MGK did it, they might start liking Calvin Klein again. So
Yeah.
I think that's everything. Thanks for having us. Yeah, TikTok is growing. It's probably one of the best ways to market now. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we're all here, so I'll get us started. My name is Steven, and today we're going to be talking a little bit about Instagram marketing. Instagram is one of the biggest social media platforms now. They bring in about 1 billion users per year. It always seems like they're bringing in new features and different technologies for everyone to use on the app. One of the newest ones being Instagram Collaborate, which I had no clue about until recently, but it seems like it's going to be a pretty good tool for businesses and influencers alike to use. So what you do with this tool is right where you would tag somebody normally, you would go in and you can invite somebody to be a collaborator on your post, which basically allows them to be like co-publisher of the post, so both of your tags pop up and it's as if you both are posting a singular Instagram post together. So for businesses and influencers and different creators, I think this would be a really good tool for them to do different collaborations, like brand collaborations, influencer collaborations from a business to an influencer and everything like that. As far as like product reviews, or if you're just being sponsored by a different company, this would allow them to pop up on the post rather than being tagged on the post, which makes somebody go through an extra step to find out who you are. This would just show it right then and there, therefore allowing for more growth between both parties because both of your tags will be up on each other's pages. Yeah, so there's a lot of growth opportunity through this new invite collaboration feature. And to bring you in more, to give you a little bit more information about Instagram marketing, I'm going to pass it over to Shair.
Thank you, Stephen. So as Stephen said, I am Shair Thompson. I am a marketing management major. I am a graduating senior this semester. So a little bit more Instagram marketing. One of their more, not so super recent, but still very much relevant features that they added to Instagram a few years ago, pretty much during peak pandemic time would be Instagram Reels. In short, a way to think of Instagram Reel would kind of be in comparison to a TikTok, but less complicated. And the great thing about this added feature to Instagram, it allows users and creatives and influencers to have an extra tool to market or share their posts and stories in a different way than they would than on TikTok. And it's all integrated into Instagram. So it's not a separate platform that will have to be managed or learned by someone who may have no idea how to work it. The great thing about Instagram Reels is that the reach is limitless, especially through one's Explore page. A lot of the posts that people tend to like or show interest in will come up on their Explore page. And a cool thing about Reels is that Reels have their own page itself. So if you wanted to just watch endless Reels, you could do that as well. Kind of to feedback off of what Stephen said, a lot of the Reels from user-generated content that marketers use on their page can also have that same collaborative feature. So it's just a good way to further share one's content on their products. And there's so many different ways that Reels can be used. If you want to highlight a product, if you want to do it behind the scenes, if you want to do teasers, like it's just another way for you to be creative and be fun with it. You can make it as long as you want, from 15 seconds to a minute. It's really up to you. It gives you all of the different tools to really add some pizzazz and some creativity to your page for others to see. It's like you're able to tell your story, your brand story, the story of the product, and however you choose to do so with all of the creative tools within the Reel section. And to give you some more insight into other features of Instagram marketing, I'm going to pass it off to McKenna, and she will get you guys caught up.
Hello, everybody. My name is McKenna Heimlich. I am currently a junior studying marketing and sales management at the University of Akron here. And today I'll be discussing a little bit about Instagram shopping and ads. So in 2020, Instagram introduced the shopping tab as the Instagram store. This feature includes just a variety of brands and businesses who have created a business profile. And then these business accounts then market their products and sell their merchandise to Instagram users that are willing to purchase. And so this past August, the Instagram business team, they announced that they were introducing ads to the Instagram shop tab. And so these ads are displayed as tiles on the Instagram shop homepage. And so the biggest question here is, what is ads and Instagram shopping mean for marketers? What does it mean for consumers and going forth into the future? A statistic that I found from Hootsuite said it predicted that social commerce will be an $80 billion industry by 2025, and that nearly 1 in 4 Gen Z users expect to shop through social media feeds. That's crazy. And it's true because we are seeing organic reach on social media networks shrinking. And currently right now, ads make up 1 of 4 posts that users see on Instagram. So overall, social media users are consuming more and more ad content than ever before, and it's becoming unrecognizable today. This will help to have a short-term impact on conversions and sales, but long-term, a brand can really benefit from the awareness that they may not otherwise gain or have access to through the organic channels alone. And so in the future, I believe that we're going to see an increase in sponsored ads, and Instagram shopping will really continue to grow and flourish and become more user-friendly and widely used by consumers. So that is all I have, and I'm going to pass it off to Enrique for Cause Marketing.
Hi, my name is Enrique Antonio. I'm a senior and I'm going to be talking about cause marketing using Instagram Live as a tool. I want to start by saying that 87% of consumers say that they would leave a brand that they perceive isn't ethically in line with their set of values. Another 57% say they are more likely to choose a brand when it has their same ethical values set, right? So what does that mean? It means that brands, it's become unrealistic to ignore social issues. I know that kind of comes with a sort of stigma, but not every social issue needs to be controversial, right? A good example of this is Chipotle. They have had a lot of really great experience supporting local farmers, right? No one's like local farmers on a social issue. It's a social issue. It's one that benefits everyone involved, right? So using Instagram Live as a tool to fundraise for whatever social issue your brand is in line with gives your brand more credibility and trust in the eyes of the consumer. Using influencers as a vehicle for Instagram Lives kind of gives an opportunity for opinion leaders, people who consumers trust more than they do typically brands, the opportunity to really use their voice in a way that uplifts both the influencer and the brand. It is a 50-50 catch-all. It's good. So why use a live stream rather than the blog, right? 80% of people say that they would rather watch a live stream than they would rather use a blog. That's a substantial number. So all of this is to say that ignoring social issues really has become unrealistic. And the key to doing it is finding something that fits your specific brand identity. And the best way to do it, the best tool is IG Live for that end. Thank you.
All right, I think we're ready to start. So,
All right, yeah, let's get started. So, what's going on, everybody? My name's Cam, and I'm here with Steven and Justin. And today we are going to talk to you guys a little bit about YouTube and YouTube marketing, some other things that have to do with it as well. So let's just jump right in. So I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit about influencer marketing through YouTube and product promotion through that. So a YouTube influencer, basically known as a YouTuber, I'm pretty sure most of you guys probably know that. It's just somebody who's established pretty big following on YouTube and can endorse certain products due to their following. They can support a variety of different products, really, whatever they want. For example, I looked at Dude Perfect because that's a really well-known YouTube page. They have, I think it was 53 million followers, and it's one of YouTube's most well-known pages. They have a lot of sponsorships that go on with that. Among them, Nerf, Pringles, and Bass Pro Shops, and some other companies. The main way they do advertise these in their videos. So since they're sponsored by Nerf, they will have either like Nerf guns or just the word Nerf in their video somewhere, just to incorporate it so that the people they're following see it, and some other people as well. So that's just one example of how influencers can get sponsorships. Another one is Logan Paul. Logan Paul has around 23 million subscribers. He's sponsored by Nike, HBO, Dunkin' Donuts, and a bunch of other companies as well. And as far as product promotion goes, so a lot of influencers decide to promote products rather than just taking on a full-on sponsor. One of the main ways they do that is to incorporate it into their content rather than their videos. So, for example, I used the other Paul, Jake Paul, as an example for this one. Instead of in his videos, he'll put ads for things before his videos. So when you see the video first pop up, it's an ad, and you can either hit skip ad or you can watch the whole thing, or whatever you want to do. And that's the main way he does it. That is also very effective when just trying to get the name brand out there and bringing awareness to your company. And given the fact that YouTube is being used more and more and more with the increased use of mobile devices and computers and television and all that stuff, it really helps all the brands to get their name brand out. So now I'm going to give it to Steve, who's going to talk to you guys a little bit about YouTube Shorts.
Yeah, so I'm going to talk to you guys about YouTube Shorts and marketing with them, as well as just their overall background. So YouTube Shorts have been around for a couple years now, and the short video format trend has been very popular over the past years. And TikTok was they were the first ones to actually do it, and then Instagram came out with their Reels. So obviously YouTube had to jump in the mix too, so they came out with YouTube Shorts. So the difference between YouTube Shorts per se compared to Reels, YouTube Shorts can be up to 60-second short videos, and like Reels are only 30 seconds. Now TikTok can also be 60 seconds as well, but for YouTube Shorts, they have so many different benefits and features that for creators, definitely they are good to utilize them. So it definitely benefits them a lot. Now for the marketing aspect with YouTube Shorts, for creators, it's definitely good for them to market themselves and their brand as well, because many times creators, they don't want to make a whole YouTube video per se, because that takes a lot of time to edit videos, and sometimes they don't have the time to do that. Now sometimes if they're on the go, or they just have to make some content real quick for their channel, they can make a little YouTube short that's not too time consuming, and they can update their viewers of maybe they're promoting a product or promoting themselves, and the users can really engage with them on a daily basis to see what they're all about. And from the user's perspective, sometimes people, they want to catch up with their favorite creators a lot, and they don't have the time to, watch a whole YouTube video that's like 20 minutes in length. So watching like a little 30 to 60 second YouTube short, it's a different way of content that can also, that many users can enjoy, as well as, regular YouTube videos. So it's just a different avenue, a different change of pace. Obviously regular YouTube videos are good as well, but YouTube Shorts are definitely, like the new wave, and people are enjoying them. They're definitely very popular now these days, and I see them growing a lot in the near and distant future for sure. So now I'm going to take it to Justin, and he can talk to you guys about his topic now.
Sure, thank you, Steve. My topic was YouTube homepage and ad generation. So to first understand the YouTube homepage, you have to first understand how Google interacts with its consumers. So since YouTube is owned and operated by Google Alphabet Corporation, like I said, this allows Google to have access to massive amounts of data. And with this data, they can build a unique persona for you and can identify you online, and pretty accurately, actually. With Google having the household name that it does today, everyone's used to just knowing the term Googling. And so their awareness is up there already. But this usage allows YouTube to know everything about you that it needs to. Like I said, it stores cookies from your websites that respond to their ad code. It can see websites you visited. It can see your location, videos you've watched, etc. Basically, you do it on the internet, they can see it. This allows YouTube to further generate its persona for you and then give you more accurate and engrossing results when giving you your YouTube recommendations. So this is what many will refer to as the YouTube algorithm, what content creators they see and even what ads are placed. YouTube's homepage is unique and allows viewers to engage with the consumers that they choose to interact with via liking, commenting, subscribing, and their new notification bell. This allows them to get a notification directly when their content creator posts. So knowing all this about the YouTube algorithm, it's that it's able to recommend viewers with trending videos based on your location and all these other things. It allows YouTube to more accurately deliver value to its consumers. Similarly, YouTube generates advertisements to their users using this same persona that you've had online to identify target interests and allow you to better be placed in their Google Ads software. This is the pilot, Google Ads is the pilot software used by all Alphabet. So Google Everywhere homepage generation on Google landing pages, that's all the same. One important point to considering when doing business with a YouTube is to know that YouTube offers a premium service, and this could end up limiting the companies that they choose to reach out to. And so that's just one quick tip when you're investing with YouTube. Well, that's about it. Wrapping it all up. Thank you guys for tuning in to learn more about YouTube, and have a great day.
All right, looks like we got everyone here, so let's go ahead and get started. We are group 5, and today we're going to be talking about Twitter marketing and why Twitter is important to marketers. I'm Adam. I'm here with Sam, Garrett, and Harrison, and I'll be starting you guys off. So to get started, I'm going to be talking about marketing through stories or Twitter fleets, which is what Twitter calls it. And I'm going to go over three main concepts. The first one, just a little overview of Twitter fleets, then interactions with Twitter fleets, and then lastly, why Twitter fleets failed. So to get started, just with the overview, Twitter fleets was a response to the popular stories feature that appeared on other platforms. So if you're familiar with Snapchat or Instagram or Facebook, that's where stories originally started. Specifically, it started with Snapchat and then trickled its way to Instagram and Facebook, and then finally found Twitter. And really just the point of stories or fleets is to be able to post content that disappears after a limited amount of time. And in Twitter's case, it's 24 hours. So you could post tweets, you could post videos, pictures, just any content you wanted, and it disappeared after 24 hours. That's just a little overview of what Twitter fleets is. Now just interactions with Twitter fleets. Twitter actually intended for fleets to be conversation starters where users would interact more with one another. But instead of users doing that, it actually acted more as a place for users to post more videos or images. So Twitter actually prioritized fleets so much that they put it at the top of the screen when users would open the app. So that was the first thing seen, were the fleets themselves that you could click through and pick and choose what you wanted to see. And then of course they disappear after a 24-hour time limit. So they weren't there permanently, but they're constantly updated and interchanging. But one key feature that fleets had that both stories on Instagram and Facebook didn't have is that there were clickable links. So businesses and companies in general could post links to websites or really just interactive ads in general on the fleets. So users could click those links and it would take you straight there. But all that being said, Twitter fleets actually failed, and there's multiple reasons why. First, Twitter is a text-based app, so full screen visual content didn't really fit in the wants and needs of Twitter users. And then, as I mentioned previously, the fleets weren't really used as Twitter intended them to be. They wanted them to be more conversation starters and interactive for the users. But like I said before, it was used more for pictures and videos. And the last month that Twitter fleets was up, it actually had only about 7% of users that actively use fleets, while 53% of them never used them. So all in all, it was really just a big failure, and marketers learned a lot from Twitter fleets failing in general. And that's all I have on Twitter fleets. So now I'm going to transition you over to marketing through influencers, and Harrison will take the floor.
Thank you, Adam. Yeah, Twitter really focuses on interaction. One thing Twitter's really good at with interaction is influencers. Influencers are just experts in their field that promote the brand or their products. And I'm really going to talk about how businesses can influence on Twitter and get that interaction, get that user-generated content, and overall promote their business on Twitter. So businesses can use influencers to promote their products, as I'm sure Sam is going to talk about in his promotions. And they use influencers to promote these products. They get this content. And one Twitter company that does really well at this is Red Bull. Red Bull uses this user-generated content. All the Olympics, especially right now, are huge in Red Bull. They're constantly posting and reposting everything about the Olympics and everything about any kind of sports event. And when looking at yourself as a business, you have to think, what is your target demographic in your business? So maybe if you're a local restaurant and you have a new discount coming up for one of your meals, just tweet something out real quick, put out maybe an influencer in your area to say, hey, come and try this at our restaurant. One thing that worked really well for Twitter influencers locally, especially in Cleveland, was during the NBA All-Star game. There was a ton of local content and reposted content by the NBA and by other local businesses to help them help people come into their business and spend money. Now, again, the Twitter experience, businesses have to capitalize on this interaction. There is also such sports like live topics businesses can be on. So these live topics can include stuff about your business, and you can actually see exactly what people are saying about your local business with these topics. Hashtags are also big with Twitter. You can use hashtags to promote your product and put it out there. And this overall interaction helps your business thrive. Right. And another thing you can do on Twitter is respond to all of your people who respond back to you. So you can respond to these comments and say, yes, we're going to be open on this date, or this discount is this date. And having this interaction really helps your business be on top. Influencers are something that are needed both on Twitter and for businesses. And I think one thing that will help businesses next is chat. And Garrett is going to talk to us all about chat. Thank you.
Thank you, Harrison. So I'm going to go over what Twitter chat feature is, since many people don't know what it is, and then just how companies can benefit from it, and also how the audience, such as like the customers, can find a Twitter chat. So a Twitter chat is just a great way that companies can talk to potential customers. It's a live feature. It's a planned event, so you can go ahead and have it reoccurring and schedule it and promote it that way. And then it also comes with its own hashtag. So for example, if Nike wanted to have a Twitter chat, they could use a hashtag like hashtag Nike chat. And any customer that wants to find that event can go ahead and just search in the Twitter search bar, hashtag Nike chat, and be able to find that chat really quick. So some of the benefits that come from the Twitter chat is that it just allows the customers to interact with these companies one-on-one, and they can ask questions as time goes on. And it's usually, the company usually kind of puts the chat as like on a specific topic. So before you know, like before you go into the chat, you know like what topic the company is going to be talking about. And some of the other things that it can benefit, it's very differential from like any other company. A lot of companies don't use the feature, but it just makes you stand out, and it can also increase your following, because I know a lot of people, they like to interact with the companies before they decide to participate with a company in any way. And also just creates like a more of a real loyal customer base for your company. And I guess the main takeaway from this is just there's many ways that it can help your company out and get you exposed to many other new customers as well. And after that, I will be passing on to Sam, and he will go over how Twitter promotes their tweets.
Thanks, Garrett. So yeah, I'm going to be going over promoted tweets today and how they're such a great way for either companies or individuals to promote their brand. So basically what a promoted tweet is when a user of a Twitter account pays to have their tweets pop up on other users' timelines. And what's so cool about these promoted tweets is that they can be used to reach specific target audiences. So if a company or an individual wants to increase their brand awareness, it really helps to get the word out about what they're trying to do. And it is a fairly cost-effective way to reach a specific target audience that they want to attract. I'm not going to go over just a couple examples of companies and a person that uses that. The first one is actually a gas station, mostly on the West Coast, called Come and Go. And the big thing about their Twitter account is that they never focus on them being a gas station. And they mostly just post, honestly, just like jokes, things to grab a person's attention and get that interaction with them on Twitter, get them to click on their profile, give them a like, just overall increase their brand awareness. And then another example of a person using promoted tweets would be Ryan Reynolds, who is the owner of many different companies, two of which is his gin company, Aviation, as well as his new mobile company, Mint Mobile. He uses these promoted tweets just to get the word out about his companies. And it's a great example of how, even though he owns these, how Twitter marketers or marketers can use Twitter and influencers in order to just increase their overall brand awareness and have accounts with a lot of followers get promoted tweets just to overall boost their brand awareness. And that's just a great way of how Twitter has used these promoted tweets, and overall just how they make money from it and how it then benefits the businesses. And now that I'm finished up with that, I'm going to pass it off to Adam one more time to wrap it up. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Sam. Yeah, just to bring you guys home now. In sum, really, there's both in good aspects of using Twitter. As I talked about, Twitter fleets failed for multiple reasons, and we have learned from that. However, as we mentioned already, there are also better ways for marketers to use Twitter. In those ways, some of them we talked about today, that would be marketing through influencers, marketing through chat, and marketing through promotion. And all three of these methods have generated much more engagement on the app and can be considered successful strategies for marketing on Twitter. Thank you guys for your time, and we hope you learned something about why Twitter is important to marketers.
my name is Kaylin, and today we're going to be talking about different ways you can advertise on Twitch. Twitch is a live video streaming platform that also allows viewers to live stream creators' content as well as interacting with creators. These streamers can make profit in many different ways through streaming, including advertisements being run, sponsorships, and donations. Ads are run on all Twitch streams, and Twitch ads are unskippable and ad block resistant. So if a viewer would like to continue to watch a stream, they have to sit through the entirety of an ad. And these ads get played during the stream depending on where the streamer puts them, as well as how long this streamer thinks their viewers will watch. But typically the streamer likes to have as long of ads as they think their streamers will watch as often as they can, because they make money depending on their ads. So for some, that would be 2 90-second ads every minute, and for others, or every 30 minutes. And for others, it could be 30-second ads every hour, just one. However, if an ad is too long, viewer does not want to sit through it, they could just leave the stream and not watch the ad. But at any given time, there's 1.6 million people watching Twitch live. Twitch audience is young and engaged, with 70% of their viewers being younger than 34. And all of these viewers are subject to these Twitch ads. So some ways to engage an audience with ads on Twitch include having entertaining ads. When viewers are on Twitch, their goal is to be entertained. And then keeping the ads short, the audience is going to be eager to get back to watching the stream. And if an ad is too long, they could lose interest. Keep it simple. Focus on what you're trying to advertise and try not to include any information that isn't necessary for your advertising goals. And then remember your audience. Twitch has young viewers that are going to be consuming content related to games, music, esports, creative activities, and in real life content.
Awesome. And my name's Belle. I'm going to talk a little bit more about sponsors with Twitch. So since Twitch does have millions of daily users, it's really a great platform for sponsors to easily reach that target market that they're trying to reach. So typically it's the streamers that reach out to sponsors in order to set up a partnership. But for the sake of today, I'm going to focus more on how sponsors should go about picking the right streamer for their company. So there are a couple of things to really keep in mind, such as the audience of the streamer, the type of streams they do, and most and foremost, their personality as a streamer. So I'm just going to start with the audience. So the audience is really important because that's who the company itself is actually advertising to. So if you're more of like a high-tech company that makes headsets or microphones that are made really specifically for gaming, sponsoring somebody that plays like more hardcore hard games would be pretty beneficial, because the people who watch the streams are probably playing very similar games. So make them more likely to purchase those types of products. For the amount of viewers that they get, although this is important, and at the end of the day, everybody wants to reach as many viewers as possible, but the content of the creator and the personality of them, the streamer themselves, is more important than the viewer count, because they're representing your brand. So how many people they watch isn't as important as how they fit into your brand. So going off that a little bit more, the personality of the streamer is, in my opinion, the most important aspect, because each company develops a brand image, and within that brand image, they have their own type of personality. So picking a streamer that has a similar personality, or at least fits in with that company personality, is a great way to represent your brand without you really having to do much. So again, if you're like more of that high tech kind of company, choosing a streamer that has really good and advanced gaming skills would be really beneficial, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to be a super serious individual. They can still be fun and have a very entertaining page. But you can also go the other way. If you're more of a bubbly personality as a company, choosing a streamer that does more of just chatting aspects or playing games like Nintendo games might be a better route for you as a brand. So also there's a couple ways for you to kind of sponsor with people. You can go the route of they have it stated somewhere on their page that you sponsor them, or you can send them free things that they can use and advertise to their viewers. It's not required that you send them free items, but it is a great way to show off your product and kind of portray the type of people that you view using your product and how you view your product being used. Either way, sponsorships are really just a great way for both the sponsors and streamers to get more image for themselves and for the company they're working with.
And my name's Andrew, and I'm going to be talking about influencers and kind of ways that they can win over their target audience. So Twitch's live stream platform really does allow streamers to connect with their audience very well. It's said that around 80% of users approve brand sponsorships, and about 64% of users purchase products recommended to them by Twitch personalities. So Twitch streamers are able to easily interact and respond to their audience through live comments, which makes the experience more personal. You know, this establishes trust as the audience is able to feel like they really have a relationship with the influencer. So we thought it would be beneficial for the target audience of a Twitch influencer to take a survey sponsored by whatever brand supported the influencer. The survey would then ask individual audience members what they like or dislike about the influencer and the way that they conduct their live streams. The survey would end with that individual audience member sharing a fact about themselves. And once this data was kind of collected, it could be used by the influencer to create personalized messages to individual audience members on a weekly or daily basis. It would also help the influencer to gear the live stream more towards the audience's preferences. The message would have the influencer state the audience member's name, recap on an interesting fact shared, and finish off with the influencer sharing something relatable to the audience member's interesting fact. And at the end of the exchange, the influencer would state how it was all made possible through whatever brand, who could also potentially provide a gift to whatever audience member took the survey. Like the goal of the strategy was really just to create a more personal and much deeper connection to the target audience. And the level of communication here, I feel like, is much deeper, and there's much more effort put into the personal message. And if influencers are really able to solidify such a deep connection, then there's really no telling what actions they could influence their audience to take on behalf of whatever brand they're supporting.
Hi, my name is Miranda. I'm going to build off of what Andrew said and talk about how influencers can help companies achieve a better ROI than traditional advertising. So when iOS 14 launched, it's become much harder for media buyers to get in front of their target audiences. There's more and more ad blockers in today's society. There's more people who are trying to block advertisements from being seen on their page, and it's even harder to reach your target audience using traditional paid media. So the attention spans of most consumers is steadily declining. People use TikTok and their attention span is slowly going down. It's harder to get someone to stop the scroll on an Instagram post or a Facebook post. This is where Twitch advertising with influencers is much better way to invest into influencers versus traditional paid media. So Twitch screens are able to keep people's attention for much longer periods of time. This is how they're able to connect with users in an even stronger way. So instead of seeing a quick 20-second ad on a YouTube video, they can talk about a brand for minutes or even an hour. And this makes it much better to be able to connect with consumers on a deeper personal level. A good way to do this is through using commission. So you can set up affiliate links so that when purchases are made, you can only see how much money is coming back in. So if people aren't buying off of the advertisements, you don't have to pay for the advertisements. This is an even better way to get a better return on your investments. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for the live event this afternoon. It's been great to showcase our students' work, and we look forward to continuing the conversation on the hashtag UAkron Marketing, not just today, but anytime throughout the semester. We'd love to connect with you. Please continue to stay connected with us and our students, and go Zips.